Welcome back, Rebel fans. Semifinal about to be underway here. Rebels warming up. Looks like they're going to have first serve here against the Mossbank Lightning. Referees have the 6-minute warm-up clock running here, so looks like we're going to do 3 and 3 for each team, and then we'll get into the action. For those curious about the semi-final game on the other pool, had a pretty tight game between Avonlea and Gravelbourg. Took it to 3 sets, but in the end, Gravelbourg came up on top. So the winner of this game will go on to face Gravelbourg in the district's gold medal final. One more minute for the Rebels to warm up here before we turn the floor over to the Lightning for their warm-up. Game will get going in about 3.5 minutes. Down to the final minute of warm-ups here. All right, both teams warmed up, doing a final huddle. Take a look at the starting lineups here in just a minute. Rebels wrapping up their huddle here, taken to the floor. Looks like on a starting lineup front we have number 5, Lennon Brown, 16, Ezra Bean, 13, Kyron Sater, 15, Kai Dayton, 19, Jack Clark, and number 18, Rylan Yost will be the starting 6 here to get us kicked off against Mossbank Lightning. Teams shake hands, and get into their positions. We got Owen Urban here, libero, waiting on the sideline. Thought he may be tagging in, but looks like he's going to step back here. Officials doing their lineup check. Game ball coming in. Going to be Rebels serving first. Jack Clark. Serve is up in front row middle, over to the setter. Middle goes up. Decent hit. Rylan Yost there for the pass. Over to the right side. They send her back. Free ball right back to the Rebels. Jack Clark with the pass. And a nice tip there by Kai Dayton to strike first. Going up 1-0. All right, another good serve here. Mossbank scrambling a bit into the rafters on that second touch. It's a good effort. Rebels up now 2-0. Jack Clark still back to serve. Serve is in front row. Bit of a tall pass, but looks like we have a net violation on the Rebels. Will be a turnover here. Mossbank back to serve. It's a good serve here, right to Rylan. Passes out to Kyron. Kai with the little tip there. Mossbank is there to cover. Pass over to Kai Dayton. A nice hit. Right to the right side of the court. No one is there. It's going to be 3-1 Rebels. Ezra Bean with the serve. It's good. Mossbank looking to give a free ball here. Heads back to Lennon Brown with the set. A little tough to handle. Mossbank's going to steal one there. Serve is up. It's a heater. Good up by Jack there. Ball goes back to the Rebels. Here comes Rylan Yost with a nice touch. Rebels score one on the tip. Substitution here. Lennon Brown going out. Clayton Templeton coming in. Kai Dayton back to serve. Serve is up. Gets right to the back row there. So 1 over. Mossbank gets the ball back. It's going deep and out. Good eyes by the Rebels there to avoid the touch. Getting the ball back here. Kai still up for serving. We have a set, and it's going over to number 11, Clayton, who sets it deep. Another good serve by Kai, back row right. Setter can't quite get there. It's going to be a free ball heading to the middle back. Ezra pushes it up for Jack. Over to the right side. Kyron sends it over. Party ball. Oh, my goodness. The blocker was there, but so much on that ball. Bounces right out of bounds on the Rebel side without a touch. It's going to be Rebels points, 7-2. Serve is in. Just misses the rafters. Oh, no, looks like the official is calling a rafter touch there. All right, Kai back to serve. Another good serve. This Rebel team serving great this set so far. Mossbank can't quite get there. Bit of a miscommunication. We're going to get a timeout here. Mossbank, 2 points. Mossbank, 9 points. Rollo. Appreciate y'all being here with us tonight. I imagine probably a couple of you have the Rider game on another screen going with that Western semifinal against the BC Lions. Keeping tabs on that game here too on the sideline. Teams are back, ready to go and take the court. Still have Kai Dayton back for serve. Serve is good. Heading to the back row right side to the setter. The set is there, but Mossbank having another miscommunication there. Ball hits the floor, 10-2. Good serve. Send it right back up to the front row. The Rebels can't quite get it there. Gets caught up in the net. Going to be a turnover on service here. Number 14, Mossbank, back to serve. Ball is up. Rylan with the pass to Kyron. Rylan up, and we have a good point. Good hit. Kyron Sater now back to serve, number 3. Got a pretty killer jump serve here. There it is, going back row middle to the setter, and they got it back over to the right side. Jack Clark with a great hit. Oh, and the Rebels couldn't quite get there. Bit of a battle at the net there between the two middles. Mossbank comes out on top here. Score is 4-11. All right, Rebels. Good pass over to Kyron. Jack is up and great swing. Mossbank struggling to get her. Goes out of bounds. Rylan Yost now back to serve. Serve is in. Front row tries to handle it, but can't quite get her done. Rolls out of bounds. Point for the Rebels. Ryland served, just made it over, almost short on that one. Mossbank sends it back, but out of bounds by a large margin there. Easy for the Rebels to spot. They take the point. Going up by 10 now, 14-4. Ryland puts a little more in his serve there, gets over the net. And we get called for a double touch on the Mossbank side. Chen's play. Point Rollo. Another good serve by Rylan Yost. That one's a little too tough to handle on the Mossbank side. Goes out of bounds. Rollo is on a roll here, 16-4. Ball is up into the net. Ending a great round of serving there from number 18, Rylan Yost. Mossbank serve is good. Second serve is in. Front row, they send it right back. Mossbank setting up a play here. Set the middle. Up and hit. Rebels dig that up. You're going to send a free ball back to the front row. Setter gets on that. And they can't quite get it over on that third hit there, resulting in another Rebels point. I have a substitution on the Rebel side here. Number 5, Lennon Brown, coming in for number 11, Clay Templeton. Lennon Brown back to serve. The serve is, over the net, but just out on the right side there. Good eye by Mossbank to see that one and leave her be. Mossbank serve now, back row. Ryland takes that, sets up to Ezra Bean. Ooh, and the tip gets over there. Mossbank sends it right back. Rollo scrambled to get it. Mossbank setting it up again to the middle, and Rollo can't quite dig that one up. Mossbank, some good passing there on that rally, which earns them another serve here. That serve is good. Kai passes over to Jack. Jack up to Ezra. Nice little hit there. 10 on Mossbank. Gets a touch on it, but can't quite get the whole thing. That one lands in Mossbank territory. Comes another substitution on the Rebel sideline here. Number 12, Joel Wall coming in. Number 3, Kyron Sater heading out. We got Jack Clark back on serve. Great serve right to the front row. And they set it up and send it right back. Good little combo there from 9 and 10 to get this serve back for the Lightning. Serve is good. Ryland pass is a little bit heavy over the net and out. It's going to be a point Mossbank. We are now at 10-18 for the Rebels. Ooh, that serve comes up a little short into the net, which is going to turn the ball over to our Rollo Rebels. Number 16, Ezra Bean, back to serve. Ezra, good serve, hits that front row right side. We're going to get a free ball back to Rollo territory here. Lennon passes up to Jack, and Ryland sends that down the pipe. Great hit there to bring it to 20-10 for the Rebels. Having another quick chat here with the ref. Oh, we have a minor necklace violation here. Number 12 heads to the sideline to take care of that. There we go. He's back on the court here. Ezra Bean back to serve again. Referee still waiting here. Looks like they may be checking rotation. I'm not 100% sure here. The floor officials consulting with the scorekeeper here. Not sure exactly what is going on, but I'm sure they'll get it sorted out. All right, looks like the officials have everything sorted out. Play is whistled in. Ezra with the serve. Mossbank caught flat-footed there, landing right between two players. Easy point for Rollo. Another good serve here by Ezra. Hits that front middle. They tip it right over. But we do have a carry call on Mossbank. So that ball is going back to Rollo. Sitting at 22-10 here for the Rebels. Ezra with another good serve here. Lightning trying to just get this over. They do send it back. Ezra sets over to Jack, which back sets to Joel, and Joel gives it a swing. Little heavy. Out the back of the court. Going to be Mossbank ball here. Number 10 coming to serve. The serve is good, right to Jack. Sends it over to the setter. Couldn't quite get there in time. Rebels reset here. Now the pass goes to Lennon. Kai Dayton there with the heads-up play. Sends it over on 2. 16 with the hit. Just misses into the net. Bringing the Rebels within 2 points of closing out set 1 here. Another substitution on the sideline. Clay Templeton coming in for Lennon Brown. Clay takes a spot there, front row. Good serve by Kai. Mossbank's going to send this back here with a bit of a hit there. And Rylan Yost does get a lot of that, but can't quite keep it on the Mossbank side of the net. Lands in Rollo territory. Mossbank, that's a short serve, just lands right behind our front row. See if they move up a bit. I think they are creeping up a little bit here to watch that short serve here. Server takes it a little longer. Good pass up to the setter. Ryland is up and boom. Makes some pretty easy work of that. Great pass and a great set. Leading to a Rollo point here. 24-14, sitting on set point. Joel Wall back to serve here. Hopefully close this game out. Serve is up. Mossbank passes over to the setter. Oh, we do have a double contact call there on the setter. Just going to give for the Rebels 25-14. We're going to switch sides here and get things rolling again. Probably a good time to remind all those watching online this the Rebels win this second set. They will be playing again right away. We got a back-to-back setup here for the final. Gravelbourg beat Avonlea in their semifinal, and they will play the winner of this game right after this game concludes. Special shout out again to Reese Brown, who cringes and is mortified every time I mention her, for keeping score as she walks away in disgust. Wouldn't be a dad if I didn't. All right, she's left. I'm not sure if she's coming back. All right. Both teams wrapping up. Going to get a couple changes here, it looks like, in this starting line coming out for set two. Got Francois Retief in. Got Lennon Brown starting in the back row with Rylan Yost, Kyron Sater. Kai Dayton's going to back up for serve receive in the front row. Have Jack Clark in the setter position. And then Francois holding down middle. Did you tell him? All right, Mossbank up to serve first here in set two. Serve is good. Right to Kyron, who set to the Jack. Bit of a miscommunication there. Tried to get her over on three. Couldn't quite get there. Mossbank goes up 1-0. Another good serve. Kai Dayton taking that one over to Jack. Francis is up for the hit. Good swing. And the Mossbank can't quite get it. All right, Jack back to serve. That one's a miss. Going to be Mossbank 2-1. Rollo Rebels got 4 in the back row here, ready to receive. Serve is up. Front row steps up, grabs that. Kai's up for the hit. There's the swing and out of bounds with no touch. That one's going to go to Mossbank. They take a lead here, 3-1. Serve is up. Ryland digs that out, but it's going out of bounds. Struggling a bit on this serve. There it goes. Kai steps in, grabs that pass. Takes a hit at it. Mossbank grabs that ball. Francois at the net. Challenging that tip. Outcome is Rollo's ball. 2-4. All right, Francois with a great serve. Nice into the front row there. We're going to have a net call here on Mossbank. Got a little too close on that tip over. Francois close, just not quite enough on it into the net. Bringing up Mossbank serve. The serve is up. Ryland takes that from the front row. And they managed to get it over A couple difficult touches, but I think we got a double hit here. Yes, called on Mossbank. They're tough calls, but you can hear them from the sideline. Got a substitution here. Number 11, Clay Templeton coming in. Number 5, Lennon Brown going off. Kai serve into the nets here. Boys are struggling a little bit on serve this set, especially compared to last set, but I'm sure they'll be able to get on a roll here. Passes up, and my goodness, what a hit from Rylan Yost. That one came back under the net, had so much on it. Bringing up serve on Rollo, number 3, Kyron Sater. Ball's up, great serve just over the net. Rebels have this back. It's going over in 3. Can't quite get enough handle on that one. The set was a little behind, but almost had enough to send it over. Mossbank up to serve, 7-5. Kai Dayton sends it right back over in 1. Mossbank back set to the right side. Rollo gets a touch on it, so they got to go for it. Goes out of bounds. Another good serve here. Kai Dayton to the setter. Jack puts it up for Clay Templeton, who gives a good hit. Mossbank's able to pick that up, though. Try for a down ball from the back row into the net, which brings up Rylan Yost serving here for the Rollo Rebels, down by 2, 8-6. That serve is good. Front row. They send it back over with a little tip here. The Rebels do send back in 3. Mossbank now with the hits. Just trickles over the nets. Send it back in 2. Rebels looking to set something up here. Going to that front row. Clay steps in, bumps that over. Mossbank couldn't sort out that second hit. Let the ball hit the court. The Rebels bring it within 1. Rylan with another good serve, going to the back row. Passes a little out of bounds. They try to get it back into order. Can't quite get there. All right, Rylan up to serve here. Another great one going to the front row. Comes back over in 2. Kai tries to get it. Deflects out of bounds out the back of the court. Bringing up Mossbank serve here with a 1-point advantage. Serve is a little too light into the nets. Have a substitution on the Rollo sideline. Clay Templeton going out. Lennon Brown coming in. It's going to be Lennon Brown to serve here from the back line. Serve is up and good. Going to that back row, right side. Mossbank scrambling, trying to get it over on 3 into the scorekeeper's table. Rebels taking the lead here, 1-point lead. Second serve here is good. Back row middle. Takes that over to the setter. Bit of a scramble. Mossbank sends it over. Kyron passing over to the right side where Clay, oh, sorry, that was Jack, kicks a hit, but just hit the antenna there to be called out of bounds by the official. Mossbank serve is short, just barely gets over that net. Lands in play for 1. Probably see these Rebels cheat up a bit here just to cover that. Next serve, similar territory there. Looks like we may have lost a lens here on a pair of eyeglasses. Francois is going to be substituting out to get that looked at, and we're going to have Ezra Bean come on in his place. Hopefully it's a fairly easy hardware fix on the sideline. Appears to be okay. Mossbank serve. It's going pretty deep, but the Rebels grab that and send it back over. Mossbank scrambling, can't get there on three. It's going to be a Rebels point here. Bring it up. Jack Clark to serve. Oh, we got a thumbs up whistle. Don't think the officials were quite ready to blow that in yet. We did see a substitution here as well. Joel Wall in, number 12, for number 3, Kyron Sater. All right, back to serving here. Jack has a good serve. They send it back over and one, right to the setter. Back set to Joel. Joel gives that a touch. Pass is too tight to the net. Mossbank can't quite get there. Brings us to tie game. Definitely a closer matchup here in this second set. Jack to serve. It's going to that front row. First pass is a little too much. Giving Rolo a nice setup there. Mossbank with the hit. Ryland digs that up. Lennon sends it back to the setting position. A little too much on that, though. Heads over to the net. And that's going to be Mossbank point. Serve is good. Grabbed by the front row. Ryland sends that over in two. Mossbank trying to set up a hit. They do. They find the back corner there. Well-placed ball by Mossbank to take them up 2 points, 14-12. Mossbank serving. This is going to be a free ball over to Mossbank. Rebels are looking to try and block that at the net. Not quite there. They send it over. Mossbank setting up. Here comes a hit from the middle into the net. Although Ezra Bean was there, ready for the block. Rebels back to serve here. Serve is good again. We have a free ball coming our way. Joel with a great pass. Jack has to scramble to get there, but he does. They send it back over and one. Here comes a hit by Ryland with his left hand. Sends it deep. Big block up front there by Ryland Yost, 18. Bring this game back to tie, 14-14. Ezra Breen with the serve, back row. They try to send it over in two. We got a carry call on the Rebels. Okay, Rebels up to Ryland Yost. A big hit coming up. There it is. No one there blocking, so easy down, easy point. Substitution on the Rebel sideline. Clay Templeton coming in again for number 5, Lennon Brown. You have Kai Dayton back to serve, number 15. Good serve taken by the back row there. Mossbank tries to tip that over on the third touch, goes out of bounds. Another good serve by Kai. Back row takes that. They send it over in one. Find a pretty awkward hole in the court there. Catching the Rebels a little off guard with that one over. Keeping the game tied at 16 apiece. Jack, great pass up to Joel. Here comes Ryland with another big hit. They can just keep swinging that way. They should be able to take control of this game. Substitution on the Rebel sideline. Joel Wall heading out. Kyron Sater coming in. He's going to be serving. Kyron's up and just not quite there. A couple more inches and that definitely would have trickled over. Real close one there by Kyron. Team regroups, gets ready for serve receive. It's going over to Ryland, sets it to Jack, who's going to set it right back to Ryland. Big hit. No one's there. Coach on the sideline looks to be getting a little frustrated. They want to shut down these Rebels. They need to find an answer for those hits. Captain Ryland Yost back to serve. It's a good serve to the front row. Ball's coming over. Lands in Rollo territory, but we do have a net violation on Mossbank. Outcome is 19 for the Rebels, 17 for Mossbank. Another good serve. That one's going to the back row. They pass it up. It's going to be a free ball. Right to Jack. A little tight on the net. Kyron recovers, and they send it over. Mossbank now. Another free ball heading our way. Clayton there to set it to Kyron. Ezra takes a swing. Mossbank grabs that, but struggling a bit. They send it back over. Good rally here over to Clay. Big swing. The block is there, but ooh. Ended on Mossbank's side, and they quickly tip it back over to keep this game at a 1-point game. Okay, the serve is in, going to Kai. Jack sets it up to middle. Ezra there for the hit. Looking for that back corner. He's just outside of the line. All right, it's going to be a Rebels timeout here with the score 19-19. So it becomes a race to 6 points here at this point. And could be anyone's game. Probably a good time to give a shout out to our senior girls over in Rollo who have taken the gold medal at conferences. They'll be heading to regionals next week. That's going to be played in Colonze. And we'll be looking forward to cheering them on as they are targeting provincials. All right, teams take the court here again. Rebels in serve, receive position. Serve is up. It has some heat on it. Goes to Kai, who sends it to Jack. It's a little long, so makes a good call to just jump up and give that a tip. Placing it firmly in Mossbank territory. We got a substitution here. Clay Templeton out for Lennon Brown, who's back to serve. Play whistled in. The serve is good, right to the front row. They almost send it back and one, but into the net. Good net presence there by Ezra Bean. Second serve, another good one. Landing right in bounds there on the right side. Getting a little close. And now we have a timeout for Mossbank. After a quick 3-point run there by our Rebels, bringing them within 3 points of closing this game out. All right, Rebels getting ready to take the court here. It will be their serve. Lennon Brown still back on serve. Mossbank trying to hang in here. Serve is up and good. Grabs that back corner. Keeps Mossbank guessing, getting a little close to the sideline, but staying in bounds. (19-23) Rebels. Next serve is good. That one's going a little further back, and it just rolls out of bounds, bringing up 23-20. Mossbank serve. Rebels need 2 more points here. That serve goes into the net, bringing up set point, bringing up game point. We got Jack Clark back on serve. He's been very reliable today. Serve is up. It's inbounds to the back row. They set it to the setter. This is going middle. They try to hit it. Couldn't quite get there into the net, but Ezra Bean was there anyways. That's bringing up 25-20 for your Rollo Rebels, who are sending the Mossbank Lightning home today. Rebels will be heading to the final here against Gravelbourg, which again is coming up right away. May even stay on the same broadcast. Mossbank definitely was fighting to keep it close, that one. But Rebels come out on top. Exchange some handshakes. And I imagine we'll roll right into warm-ups here. Overall, we're a little behind schedule on the day. This game was scheduled to start at 6. But we did make up a bit of time on that one with only going to 2 sets. Gravelbourg taking the court here. This is going to be the gold medal match here for District's Bantam boys. Children asking for money again, reaching into my pocket, giving out handouts all day. There you go. Don't forget the change. All right, both teams warming up here. They have the gym clock ticking down from 19 minutes, but I'm hoping that's not an indication of when the game is going to start. Good time to check in on the riders. I'll refrain from mentioning any score in case anyone is PVRing that game for later. Western final appearance on the line. Looks like Reese grabbed a couple haystacks from the canteen. So this will be the second time the Rebels played Gravelbourg today. They played them right out of the gates at their 1 o'clock game, their first game of the day, and Gravelbourg took them to 3 sets where Rollo was able to pull off the win, but certainly tightly contested and could be in for a good final here between these two squads. Both teams well underway on warm-up here. Clock still rolling down from 20. We'll let you know if that warm-up clock does change and kind of give you a heads up on when we can expect this game to start.
Since 1984, that's all I got to say. They're broken. Back up there. That changes all the planets for that sec. Oh, poor guy. You can't see good enough. Poor guy.
All right, we got the scoreboard swapped over. Rebels versus Hawks. Sounds like Francois will be out for this game. Glass is deemed unrepairable. It's a tough one for the middle. He's had some great hits tonight. Looks like they may just go the full 20 minutes for this warm-up. Seems a bit excessive. Referee calling the captains over for the coin toss. Exchanging handshakes. Coin is up. Not sure who won that. We'll see here once they start warming up. All right. Entering formal warm-up, looks like Rebels are hitting first, which means they will have first serve once this game gets underway. Each team getting 3 minutes here, so just over 5 minutes away to game time action. All right, Rebels entering serving warm-up. Getting messages on Team Linked here. Hoping this video's still working. Gravelbourg now warming up with some hitting here. 2.5 minutes left.
Can I sneak in here?
No.
Just go.
Gonna pop the link here in the Team Link chat just to make sure everyone has access. Just over 1 minute to go here. Gravelbourg getting their last reps of serving in on warm-up. The clock ticks down. Scorekeeper extraordinaire grabs her tablet. At least I didn't mention your name that time. All right, time runs down on the warm-up clock. Whistles blow. Time to get this gold medal districts game underway. For your Rebels lineup in this final, looks like we have Rylan Yost, Jack Clark, Kai Dayton, Kyron Sater, Ezra Bean, and Lennon Brown to start us off. Boys on the sideline, setting up their roller coaster high five. All right, play is whistled in. Exchanging good luck handshakes. Rebels will have the ball to serve here. Do a little team huddle. Looks like we're going to have Kyron Sater starting on serve. Nope, correction. It's going to be Jack Clark going back to serve, start this game against the Gravelbourg Hawks. First serve is good. Right to the back row. Can't quite handle it. Rollo starts off with one. Another good serve. Goes to the front row, up to the setter. Goes and tips it. Finds a hole. Middle of the court. Rebels can't quite get there in time. Hawks back to serve. That one's going to Rylan Yost. Passes that up a little long. Kyron tries to get that off the net. Can't quite get there. It's going to hit the floor. 2-1 Hawks. Another good serve. Little long. Tried to get the pass off into the rafters. Another one going pretty long. This one is set here. Kyron passes that over to Kai, who sends it back in three with the free ball. Looks like a free ball coming Rebels' way here. Let's see if they can use this. Ezra being up to hit. Sends it in the back. It's in. Perfect spot placement. Gets this ball back and heads back to serve. Nice serve going to the back right side of the court. Setter calls for help. That comes over in three. Jack for the set over to Kai, who sends it back over back row middle. Gravelbourg trying to set something up. Here comes a tip, but Rylan Yost is there to keep that on the Hawks side of the net. Point Rebels. Ezra, another good serve, front row this time. Looks like a free ball coming back to the Rollo Rebels. Ezra passes up to Jack, back set into Kyron, who hits it cross court. Hawks send it back in one. So do the Rebels. And they get caught there on a bit of a one-off exchange. Out of bounds out the back of the court. Hawks 4, Rebels 3. Some spin on this one. Kyron rushes to get there. Good hustle off the sideline. Hawks send this one over. Free ball. Set over to Jack, and then Kai sends it deep. Hawks looking to set up a hit here. Rylan out of bounds. Looks like we're not sure if there's touches, but point to Rollo. Substitution now. Clay Templeton coming in. Lennon Brown subbing off. Back at the service line, we have Kai Dayton. Serve is off. Back row middle. Gets it to the setter. Free ball coming to the Rebels here. Ezra steps up, passes to Jack. Nice set, and boom! They had no chance on that one as Rylan Yost sends that ball flying towards the floor. All right, so Rebels serve. Good serve. Hawks caught a little bit flat-footed there. Looks like the Rebels might have had some rotation confusion, but I think they got it sorted out here. Kai on a serving streak here. That pass is a little long. Hawks keep it on their side, put it in the middle of the court. Couldn't quite get there on the second touch. Hits the court. Hawks back to serve. Ryland grabs that serve, a 50. Down at the back door. Point to the Rebels. Kyron Sater now up to serve. He's up and it's off, and ooh, just about over. Ends up crashing into the net here, bringing this game back to 1 point. It's a good serve. Kai passes over to Jack, backdoor to Ryland, who sends it over. Gravelbourg sends a deep one back. Rebels can't quite get there. Well-placed ball by the Hawks to bring this game tie, 7-7. Serve into the net. Rebels take the free point here. Ryland Yost back to serve. In the front row, we got Ezra, Jack, and Clay. Serve is off. Good pass. Hawks looking to set up a hit in the middle. It's over. Ryland pass to Kyron. Back door here to Jack, who tips it, but again, just hit that antenna. Close one. Hawks ball. All right, serve goes out of bounds there. Bringing up a substitution. Clay Templeton coming off. Lennon Brown going on. Lennon Brown back to serve. Rebels up 9-8. Serve is off into the net. Tough one there. Brings up tie game. Rebels back to receive. Here comes the serve. Nice up by Ryland over to Jack. Ezra there. Nice smart play. Tips it right over that front line. Tip coverage is absent. Easy point, Rebels. Jack Clark now back to serve. Nice serve. Hitting right in the middle of the court. Ooh, Hawks jump up, tip it over in two. Tough one to defend. Keeping this game close, 10 apiece. That one's out of bounds. Good eye on the Rebels there. Serve is sent long. Bringing up Rebel serve, Ezra Bean back to do. Serve is good. Bit of a bad pass there, but the Hawks recover, send over an easy one. Jack sets over to Ryland, who sends it over. This is coming back as a free ball. Lennon, pass over to Jack. Up to Ryland, who gives it a nice hit. Finds the court on the Hawks side. Bringing up 11-10. Ezra Bean still back to serve. Serve is in. The Hawks are going to send back a free one. Out of bounds, though. Rebels up by 3 now. Another good serve by Ezra. Hawks are sending over a free ball. Ezra passes up to Jack, who's going to set it behind to Kyron, who gives it a good swing there. Passes into the net. Hawks can't recover. Rebels up by 4 now, 14-10. Another good serve. Passes a little over. Ryland goes up for the party ball. Close call, but comes in contact with the net. turning the ball over to the Hawks. Nice serve here. Front row sets. Rylan up, gives it a hit. Hawks are there, but into the roof. Can't quite handle it. Substitution. Lennon Brown coming off. Clay Templeton coming back onto the court. Good serve by Kai. Gravelbourg looking to send it back, but some confusion in that front row. Can't quite get that third touch in. Substitution on the Hawks side. 2 coming on, 8 coming off. Kai Dayton serves, back row right. They get a touch on, but send it right out of bounds. You got to think there might be a timeout coming here soon. There it is. Hawks timeout. As they regroup, try and stop the bleeding here. 17-11 for the Rebels. Set 1. District's gold medal final. The Rebels coming out pretty strong here in set 1. A lot of good passing, pretty decent serving. Hawks looking for answers. Still a close game, though. 6 points can vanish pretty quickly if you don't keep the gas pedal down. Squads take the court here. Kai Dayton still back to serve for the Rebels. Serve is up. It's in back middle. Good pass up to the front row. It's coming back as a free ball. Kai passes to Jack. He's going to tip that, but we have some action on the net. It's going to be the Hawks called for net interference. Point Rebels, 18-11. Another great serve here. Can't handle it in that back row. Shanks it out to the left side of the court. Up for serve. Back row again. Struggle on the receiving here. Don't seem to have answers for number 15's consistent serving. We got a libero swap here. Another good serve by Kai. This one's again to the sidelines, up and over the railing into the fan seating. Out of bounds, bringing the Rebels up by 10 points. Hawks still struggling for answers. Kai just serving like a machine here. Hawks are going to send this one over. Nice easy pass over to Jack. Kyron takes it over to Clayton, who sends it deep. And here we have the Hawks giving another free ball. Can't quite get there, but close call. Ezra Bean back on the court. Libero swap. Hawks back to serve. It's a good one. Ryland takes a front row set and barely gets that one off. But looks like we're going to get a carrying call on the Rebels. The set was just a little low, but and fast. It was a close one. Hawks are back. Barely get that over. Rebels send it over in 1. Hawks are going to send it over on 3 here. We have a net violation on the Rebels. Hawks coming back here, a couple points, 21-14. The set rolls off the fingers of Rylan Yost. Rebels send it back on the third touch, but spin on that ball makes it pretty tough to handle. on that back row. Set. Goes out of bounds. Rebels get a point. Bringing up 22-14. Kyron Sater back to serve. Little ball spin. He's up, and it's over. Good serve. Back rope takes that. Setter calls for help. It's coming over as a free ball. Ezra punches that up to Kyron. Over to Clay, who tries to send it over, but just can't quite get enough on it. Substitution on the Hawks side here. 2 coming off, 8 coming on to serve. 22-15 Rebels. Serve is up pretty deep. Rebels grab that, send it over in 2. Hawks try to block it, but just a little too late on the timing into the net. Bringing up 23-15. Rolo captain Rylan Yost back to serve. The serve is good. Front row grabs it with the sets. Have a bit of a tough one there. Going to be called a double hit on that second contact by the Hawks. Bringing up set point. Rylan with a big swing here. Tough serve, and that is just a bullet. And lands in for 25-15. Big finish by the Rebels. Switching sides here now as we head into set 2.
You don't need this. Oh.
I really don't
Yeah.
need it. The Rolo Rebels 1 set away from winning districts. Got to keep focus here. This Gravelbourg team did give them a tough time earlier this afternoon. So important to keep the momentum going, keep the intensity going. Make every pass, every play, every hit count. Gotta wonder what the Hawks are chatting about, trying to come up with some solutions to some of the struggles there in that first set. Rebels had a bit of a hot hand on serving there, and serve receive was a bit of a tough go there for those Hawks in that first set, and thinking that might be an area of focus for them in set 2 as they try and force a third set against a tough Rolo Rebels team. Still keeping an eye on this Rider game. Things are looking very exciting there. Would love to see them head to Winnipeg, next week for a Western final. It'll be a great showdown. Back here at ACHS, teams are getting ready to take the court. Starting lineup looks consistent with the first set. That's going to be Lennon Brown, Ezra Bean, Kai Dayton, Jack Clark, Kyron Sater and Rylan Yost on your Rollo Rebel side of the court. Referees checking the lineup cards. Got the go-ahead okay, and game ball rolls over to the Hawks, who will start out set 2 serving. Play is blown in. Serve is up to the front row. Nice little pass. Ezra goes up for the hit. Finds the hardwood on the Hawk side of the court. Bringing up serve for Jack Clark. Nice serve to the front row. Passing over to the setter. Pass to middle. Hit is there. Ezra Bean's up for a block, but can't quite keep it on the Hawk side of the net. Nice serve from the Hawks. We send it over in 1. They're setting up a hit here. Tip coverage is there by Lennon Brown, who sends it back over in 1, deep side of the court. Catches the Hawks off guard. Good for 1 point. Brings up 2-1 Rebels. Ezra Bean to serve. Serve is good, back row. Setter calls for help. This is going to be a free ball. Kyron passes to front row. Jack's back set to Kyron, who sends across court. The call is in, but it was out of bounds. Official is correct on that one. We had a nice bird's eye view here. Oh, barely gets that ball over. Rebels can't quite get there in time. Tough one to get. Hawks back to serve again. Jack passes up to Kyron, up to Yosti, who just puts it away. Hawks have some blocking presence there, but just tough to get that one stopped. Substitution now. Clay Templeton coming on the court, front row. Lennon Brown taking a seat. Back to serve, we have Kai Dayton. Looks like the officials are just double checking a few things. Good to go. Serve is good. Middle, back row. Can't quite handle the heat on that one. Goes off the right forearm into out of bounds territory. Another good serve here. Back row left side this time. Free ball heading back to the Rebels. Jack back sets to Kyron, who tight set, tries to get it over with the bump, but just a little too close to the net. Hawks back to serve, a nice floater, back row middle. Kyron sets up to Yosti, who tips it. Hawks aren't there to block, and that's going to be a point. Rollo. Kyron Sater back to serve. Jump serve is up and in bounds. Great serve there. Hawks are going to take that, put it back in 3. Here comes Ryland with a big hit, but nice block by those Hawks. And, oh, Jack Clark, what a save. Sends it back over in 3. Hawks are confused. Miscommunication on the play. Rebels are pumped up on the other side of the court. Up by 2 now. Second serve by Kyron into the net. Hawks back to serve now, number 8. Serve is up and over, back row. Jack passes to middle. Clayton's there, gives it a hit, and it's in. What a nice touch by Clay. Good spot to find that back corner. Hawks are doing a substitution. 15 out, 10 going in. Rebels back to serve now. Rylan Yost. Good serve. Front row takes it with the set. Going to be a free ball back to Rebel territory. Ryland passes up to Kyron. That's going middle to Ezra. Nice little hit. Finding the back row. Couple Hawks there to try and receive, but couldn't quite make it work. Giving the Rebels a 3-point lead now, 8-5. Another good serve just trickles over. Hawks are scrambling. They're just going to send that back over. Kai with the pass a little long, but we're going to get a net violation on the Hawks here, which is going to keep this ball in the Rebels' hands. Bringing up 9-5. Another good serve. Ooh, little long though. Good eye by the Hawks to let that one go. Out of bounds by about a foot. Number 6, good serve, back row, right. We're setting to the front middle. Ezra takes a swing, and they can't handle that in the back row. Rolls up off the chest of number 3, out of bounds. Substitution on the Rebel sideline. Lennon Brown coming in. Clay Templeton coming out. Good serve by Lennon, back row. Hawks send her back over. Jack sets it up to Kyron. It's going back to Jack. Attack. What a hit. May have had some net action there, but nonetheless, Rebels remain serving. Taking a 5-point lead, 11-6. Lennon Brown back to serve. Whistled in. Ooh, barely gets it over. The Hawks take that, send it back in 3, and Rebels can't quite scramble to get that one under control. Hawks get the serve here. But first, a substitution on the sideline. 15 coming in, number 10 going out. Rebels in serve-receive formation. Kyron passes up. Setter calls for help. This is going middle to Ezra. Nice hit, but the Hawks dig it up into the net. Can't quite get that. Good hit by Ezra there. Now we have Jack back to serve. Nice serve to the front row. Setter grabs that with a bump. It's coming back over. A little bit of a broken play, but Kyron sends it over in 3. It comes right back in 1. Lennon passes to the setter up to Ezra, who can hit it. Ooh, and it's just out, say by less than a foot there on the back line. Almost found a nice little spot there at the back of the court. Hawk serve. Kai passing to Kyron. A little tight on the net. Can't quite recover. Boys have having a bit of a tough time with this net today. It's a bit of a loose one. Serve into the net. Rebels are going to take on serve here. Ezra Bean back to do so. It's a nice serve. Back row middle. Hawks scrambling to recover here. Give away a free ball. Ryland sets back, set to the right. Kyron who tips it over. Ooh, and passes a little long. Ryland Yost there to take advantage of that. Bringing up 14-9 Rebels. And we're going to get a timeout on the Hawks sideline here for them to regroup as this game hits the midway mark in set 2. Yeah, multitasking with the Rider game here, too. It's pretty. I don't know if I should tell the broadcasters when someone might be PVRing. All right, Hawks ready to take the court here. Rebels join them. Ezra Bean back to serve. The serve is just slightly out of bounds. Good eye from the Hawks. Guess you could say they have eyes like a hawk. All right, good serve here. Rebels are scrambling to get it. Couldn't make it work. Bit of a tough first touch there. Almost recovered. Gravelbourg keeping this game close, 14-11. Here comes the serve. Tough server. This ball is sent back over on 3. Gravelbourg setting it up, but sends a free ball over. Ezra passes over to Jack, sets up to Ryland, who just sends it away here. Good effort on the Gravelbourg side to try and pick that up, but those are tough. All right, good serve from the Rebels here. Going to get a free ball. Clay sends that over. Bit of a punch there. Oh, ball trickles back over on 1. Ryland back up, and boom. Almost takes out the lines person. Good thing they are paying attention. Kai Dayton back to serve here. Guys had a really good couple sets here on that service line. Substitution on the Gravelbourg side. 17. No, it's going to be 3. Coming off, 18 coming on. Nice serve by Kai, back middle. Bit of an overpass there. Ryland's there for the block. Jack setting up Kyron back door. Gravelbourg gives that a touch and sends it back and out of bounds. Must have been pretty close. Ooh, tough serve there by Kai. Gravelbourg continues to struggle on that serve receive, especially with 15 behind the line. Back middle, setter calls for help. They're going to send this over as a free ball. Rebels tipped over on 2. Jack Clark there. The heads-up play. Second pass was a little tight to the net. Oh, but they're going to call reaching over. I think that might be because he was back row at the time. Yep, that would have been it. Back row can't jump off their feet. That's a tough one. Gravelbourg returns a favor, though. Serve into the net. Bringing up Kyron Sater for serve after a quick Gravelbourg substitution. 3 for 18. Jump serve is off. Back middle again. Setter calls for help. And send it over. Pretty easy ball, but just find a really good spot there. Back left side of the court. Bringing the score 19-13 here. Nice good pass off the tape of the net. Rebels can't quite handle that one. 5-point game now. Gravelbourg scraping back a few points. Nice pass by Kyron up to Jack, and here comes Ryland with a soft touch. We're going to repeat this here. And there's a heavier touch. Ryland Yost sends it away. He's going to bring up his service. Good hit by Ryland. Hawks send it over in 2. Rebels setting up an attack. Nice swing and a hit by Jack Clark on that right side. Gravelbourg's calling a timeout here. 21-14. 4 more points for this Rebel team to clinch gold medal districts. Rebels ready to take the court here. They still maintain serve. Rylan Yost back to serve. Team captain number 18. Serve is good. And in. Tight to the right sideline, making the Hawks second guess. Another good serve by Rylan. Pass keeps it in the backcourt. Free ball over to the Rebels. Rylan pass over to Kyron. Setting it to left, and play can't quite get there. Hawks take the point, 22-15. Rebels send it over in 3, free ball. Hawks looking to make something work here, but they're going to send it over as well. Setting up a middle hit here. Ezra Bean, nice hit, but the Hawks dig that up. Rebels send it back over. Ooh, tight one there. Rebels send it over in 1. And they make that work. We got a substitution on the Rebel sideline. Coming in to serve, Lennon Brown. Played Templeton off. All right, first serve is going left on Lennon. Out of bounds. Back to the Hawks. Serve is good. It's low. Rebels get it over in 1 as they struggle to handle that serve. Hawks, nice little tip there on the right side. Rebels not quite ready for that. We have a 6-point game, 23-17. Nice serve here. Setting up to Rylan Yost, back row. Oh my goodness. Just a monster hit from behind the attack line. Bringing up game point, set point, Jack Clark back to serve, number 19. Good serve over to the front middle, and no one's there to answer. That clinches. That's the win for the Rollo Rebels. The boys celebrate on the court. Another gold district medal for this Rebel team. Another banner heading to the rafters at Rollo School. Great effort by both squads here today, and all squads. And here come the medals. We appreciate you all tuning in and spending this evening with us, watching these Rebels, cheering them on to another gold medal victory at districts here in Assiniboia. We're going to head down to court level, grab some photos, and congratulate all of our Rebel players. We'll keep the broadcast rolling, but this is where I say goodbye. Thank you. Have a good night.